Hey everybody, welcome back to Cowboy Craftsman. Glad you're here. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit more in depth about a previous video on how to use the CNC Touch Probe. I've got mine from Onefinity CNC. This is the one I'll be using today, but it's my understanding that most of them work pretty similar. So without further ado, let's check out what this thing does. I got a request for some Christmas gifts this year. One that came through was some wall-mounted beer bottle openers. So I'm going to take this test sheet of wood that I've stained. We're going to do, I've built a couple of different designs. I'm going to CNC a design here. So just make note, this video assumes that you already know how to use CNC software. You've got your measurements on your piece that you're going to carve. Everything's been plugged into your software and saved as a carve or an engraving CNC file. I'm taking that file to the CNC now, and I'll show you how to get everything set up. We'll home the machine and we'll start our carve. Okay, so I'm using the Onefinity CNC machine. Let's take a look at how I've got things set up. Here's my setup right now for these wall-mounted beer bottle openers. You'll see I've got the piece mounted down there pretty good so it doesn't move around when I start my carve. The machine itself has not been homed yet, so we're going to do that now. The Onefinity CNC machine makes homing your machine really easy. All I need to do from here is click this top right home button, and you'll see the machine start moving here. It's going to home itself all the way down to this bottom left corner of the table. Before we do anything else, we need to load up our program, the carve file that we're going to be using. So I'm going to click open here. I've already got a drive tucked into the back of the machine here that has my saved file. So I'm going to choose deer head. Okay, and click open. Try it again, open. It's going to load up all of the G code for the carve. Okay, the code looks good. No errors came back. The next thing I need to do is set up with the first bit that I'm going to use for my carve. The Onefinity actually comes with this cool remote that allows me to manually adjust all of the axes. This allows me to get close to where I want to be before I probe. I'm going to show you how to do that now. Since I've already homed my machine, I can actually move the router around manually without messing any of my coordinates up. So what I'm going to do first is put the machine a little bit closer to where I want to start my carve. Next, I need to load the probe onto the piece that I'm cutting. Take the magnet and attach it to the collet on your router. Now you're ready to probe XYZ. Now we're going to hit probe XYZ. It's going to give us a message to attach the probe magnet to the collet, which we've already done, and touch the probe block to the bit. Take the probe, lift the top right-hand corner where that little circle is to the bit and back down. And now we see a green highlighted continue button. We can click that. I know the diameter of my bit is 1/4 of an inch, so I'm set there. And now we're probing. All it's doing is tapping the X, Y, and top Z sides of this probe to make sure that we have exact coordinates. Now that we've probed X, Y, and Z, and we have the exact starting coordinates that we need for this project, we can go ahead and put away the probe. Disconnect the magnet from the collet, grab the probe, set it aside. And now we're ready to start our carve. Here's the easy part. We've got a play button. We click play. Tells us to insert tool 4, which I've already done. That's my 1/4 inch end mill. And we click continue when the spindle is up to speed. So, turn my router on. When it's ready to go, click continue. One last thing we need to do is change our bit. Whenever you change your bit, you need to zero out your Z again. Here's how to do that. Just like before, we've got the probe in the bottom left-hand corner, and I just do that for consistency's sake. Notice it's upside down. To probe just the Z axis on the Onefinity, you need to turn the probe upside down. It does not need to be perfectly lined up. It just needs to be turned upside down to where the tip of the bit can hit the bottom, or the second level of the bottom of the probe. Okay, so we've got a message here now, change tool and attach probe. I've already changed the tool. I've attached the probe. I can click continue now. And we are probing for the Z axis. Okay, Onefinity has made the final note. We can remove the probe and start the spindle. Well, that's the end of that carve. Thanks again for stopping by. I hope you learned something. Don't forget, almost all of the designs that you see on my channel, I've built vectors for. I've been a graphic designer for over 20 years. All of my vectors are guaranteed to work on your CNC software. They've been tested, and everything should work flawlessly. Everything's inexpensive. You can search me on Etsy at Cowboy Craftsman. Again, I'm appreciative of you being here. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you here again next time. Thank you and take care.